no soldiers in Xeon, so we are certain to be victorious in this war! In this war!
Hello, Mr. Scupula. Scupula.
Scoot. Holy scapula.
Holy scat master. You ready to... Sorry. Are you ready to do this interview?
Are you ready to do this interview?
No.
I don't think my mouse is ready to do this interview. It didn't want to grab my my notepad, Doc.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, well.
You know, it is what it is. I'm not even going to worry about doing an intro. We'll deal with that later. Who gives a shit?
I just did the intro.
Yeah, I mean...
You didn't hear it?
Oh, no, I didn't. My headset malfunctioned.
Oh. Yeah, that's why I couldn't hear your clap earlier.
Maybe that's it. Your headset was fucking up. My headset was fucking up. No one knew what was happening.
You feel kind of bad that no one asked you a question?
No. I think it'd be really weird if someone asked me a question.
I was kind of halfway expecting it.
If anyone was going to ask it, it was going to be Shadow. Shadow or like Jason. Maybe.
Yeah. It makes sense that a lot of our patrons didn't ask questions because they ask us questions all the time in the actual Discord, which is a good reason for people to join, the Patreon. Honestly.
Shameless plug. What's funny is actually like a couple of the questions do come from the patrons.
Oh, well, we'll just ignore those. They had their chance.
Sorry, Ulfric. Sorry, Siege. Your questions are getting tossed. Justin, Jason, get fucked. And same with you, Shadow.
As it should be.
As it should be. Well, I guess we'll get this thing started.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So your first one's coming in from Twitter, actually. Username Ekno the Nito. Is there one thing that you left on the cutting room floor that you wish you could have kept into an episode?
Fuck, I actually saw that question and I remember thinking like, man, I need to think about that one beforehand. And then I didn't. Next question. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, you had a situation today, actually, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. No, there's things that Adam wish I kept in. Adam wishes I would keep all of the explanations that he has on like the rules and the systems and explaining stuff. But to me, that stuff's really boring. So I always cut it. So no, I'm glad that stuff's on the editing room floor, never to be picked up again unless someone asks for it. But I think there's some jokes that Matt says that I wish I could keep for myself as blackmail. But that's about it, really. Everything else, I'm pretty happy it gets tossed and doesn't make it into the final cut.
Have you ever sat down and thought about just making a super cut, basically, of all the stuff you've cut from Matt, and it not be the ASMR stuff, but just being the jokes that you had to take from him?
Yeah, definitely. It used to be a running joke in the beginning. Like if Matt ever pissed me off, I'd be like, I'm releasing that super cut. I'm putting it out there. If you don't, I don't know, adjust your mic. If you don't just fucking adjust your mic, Matt, I'm going to put out your supercut on Twitter and you're going to be fucked. But, yeah, I didn't. And I don't have it. That supercut doesn't exist.
For legal reasons.
Unless you're at the $50 tier on Patreon, then it becomes unlockable. But,
Whoa, there's a $50 tier now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's called Matt's Dirty Laundry.
Ooh. As terrifying as that would be as a Patreon reward.
Yeah. Well, is that it? Am I done?
No. You're through one question. You don't get to leave that early.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I know, right? This is what you guys get for agreeing to this shit.
I didn't even know about it until I saw the Twitter post.
Bro, the day that Adam made the Twitter post, he was supposed to talk to you before he even put the Twitter out so that you could put the Facebook post out at the same time.
Yeah. That didn't happen. No, I'm glad there's ideas for bonus content that other people have and take the initiative with. It's a little less work for me.
A little less you just having to burn through like all the different recordings and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Your next one also is going to be from Twitter. It is going to be from username Turniphead. What was your favorite moment to record?
I liked the bonus episodes. They're always the funnest to record because I think there's a lot less stress to record them. There's always this kind of feeling that they're not quite canon sometimes. So we could do pretty much whatever we want during them. At least they don't have a super bearing on the current plot. So, if my character kills someone in a bonus episode, that's happened in the past. And it just happened. It doesn't affect me later on, usually. I guess Adam could bring some things that happen in bonus episodes and have them come back to haunt us later on. But it doesn't seem like that in the time being. The other, I think, funnest moment to record, it just kind of came natural, was when it was, I don't remember which episode it was, but me and Zach, or Copilot and Lone Star, were at that meeting where that one general was having a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that was really fun because it was just really stupid. And it just kept getting like stupider and stupider. And it didn't seem like we were going to get out of it. And then somehow we did. Like Adam let us get out of that situation. And so that moment was fun too.
I mean, that moment led to, well, I guess right before that was the introduction to the fan favorite of Cav.
Oh, yeah.
Then you coming
pissing,
back to,
Which is weird that Cav hates Holden. Like he pretty much warmed up to everyone except Holden. And then I think back like, oh yeah, he used to really hate Lone Star for pissing on him and covering him in piss while he was being tortured. But now kind of what we know about Cav, don't you kind of assume, like you could kind of imagine that he enjoyed being pissed on, like salt in his wounds, like don't you get kind of this masochist feel from him?
I don't know if the Cav that we had then enjoyed it, but I think the Cav that came out of those gladiatorial pits is the man that would have enjoyed being pissed on.
Yeah. It's kind of like Lone Star made him what he is now by pissing on him. Lone Star's piss turned Cav into what he is now.
Or would it be Copilot's piss, the new type piss?
Oh, yeah. Secret space wizard piss.
Please, for the love of God, no one make a fucked up drink out of that now. No new type piss. That we will not be held responsible for this.
Ooh, Feddie Scum cocktail recipes. That'd be a cool bonus thing we could do one day. Thanks for giving me the idea.
Yeah, man. Here for you. Now that we've done this, I've got a question for that. Who would you have host the Feddie Scum cocktail hour?
Guess Kat or Matt. Probably Matt. Kat and Matt. I think that'd be a good hosting combo. Being Tiny and Mad Gun.
Oh my God, Tiny and Mad Gun just trying to share the stage, do this thing together.
Yeah, it'd be like that man. I'm liking this idea a lot. Actually, they kind of frame it as like a Rachel Ray type cooking show, like daytime cooking show, but with Tiny and Mad Gun making your favorite Feddie Scum inspired cocktails. Tweet it at him if you want to see that happen. Go on, tweet at him. Tell him right now.
You use the hashtag secret space wizard piss.
Yeah.
Here's one from Facebook. We're gonna throw it to Facebook for a second here. Spacebook.
Spacebook.
Username Gearbox.
Yeah.
Now that I've read it out, his fucking name is Gearbox. God damn it.
Yeah, I read his name on Hey Gearbox, by the way. I think he interacts with us pretty regularly on Facebook, but I read his patron name out and I never noticed it was Gearbox also. So now I don't know if that's his real name or if it's like his Gundam name.
I mean, I've got a friend whose legal name is Blade Handler.
Wow.
Apparently his parents were
badass.
going to name him Richard Handler, and I'm really glad they didn't do that to him.
Fuck nah.
That would have been funny though.
I knew a guy named Rad Bolt in college.
That sounds like a
Like a lame superhero, like a Christian superhero.
or just the someone who starts out as an antagonist in Spider-Man, like the 90s cartoon, and then somehow becomes like much larger character that's like a ally or something. I don't know. Like they're the next Venom.
They eventually become the main bad guy after like their face gets fucked up or something.
Oh, like Lady Stark or Sark or Snark or whatever the fuck her name is this time.
Sark. Man, Adam's not the best at talking. I mean, none of us are. None of us are good at talking. And then he goes and names someone Lady Sark.
And what's
fucked up
bad is when I went back to do the re-listen to start working on the Feddie Scum timeline, he actually calls her Stark for about 4 episodes.
Yeah, he'll go Snark, Stark, Sark. So it doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't. Oh, yeah, but Gearbox's question. Who is best girl?
Best girl?
In Feddie Scum, who is best girl?
Oof.
And why is it Ras Marco?
Okay, yeah, I'll say Ras Marco. He is the loveliest girl. No, I kind of feel inclined to say Tiny because I don't know. I feel like I have to for reasons, but
That was this is a safe space. If Kat is threatening you with a kitchen knife right now, please blink twice. You blinked 4 times. I don't know what that means.
Oh shit. My bad. Okay. I'll do NPCs out of all of Adam's NPCs. Kind of like Sark. Not gonna lie. Something about that evil comedic relief girl. Kind of cool. Only thing, I was talking to Adam about this last night, actually. I'm like, people probably actually like, the mommy vibes that Sark gives off. But there's no way you could escape thinking of Adam's voice when thinking of her,
No, not at all.
So, it's hard to say Sark because all I could think of is Adam also. But yeah, that'll be my answer, Sark.
Really, aside from Lady Sark and Kat, there's not really a whole lot of females in the show, NPC or otherwise.
Well, at least not main characters, and especially compared to male NPCs. There was Godfrey and Darty, and I don't know. I could see people liking a lot of Adam's NPCs. I
do miss Darty.
Adam does a good job characterizing female characters. I wonder why.
You take those words and just use them however you will. This is another one from Twitter. This one comes in from Captain Ganymede. If your character could go back in time and warn your past self about something, what would it be?
Well, I'm one of the lucky cast members to have 2 characters.
Yes, you are.
So, I think Copilot would. He died for a reason, so he probably wouldn't change the way he died. But he'd probably tell himself to go back and spend more time with Lone Star, some lame shit like that. Holden, I think he would tell his past self probably not to do it. Not to go on this adventure, because he is kind of in a fucked up spot where he has no loyalty to anyone at the moment. He's cut off from Xeon because his only contact really was Garma, who's now dead.
Yep.
And I don't think, he's quite developed a bond with the Feddie Scum crew. Yeah, he's kind of in a shit place. But he's also too stupid to realize he's in a shit place, at least the full extent of what it means like to be where he is.
With Holden, do you ever find yourself kind of forgetting that you're supposed to be this big double agent?
Yeah, all the time. I'm really bad at it. I think Ferdinand Sleeps is a better, or not Ferdinand Sleeps. Fuck, Seymour Naps. I think Seymour Naps is a better double agent than Holden Backs. Cool side note is a lot of the cast members don't listen to the episodes. So I don't think they know that Holden Backs is a double agent other than Kat. Kat knows because, we live together and I tell her. But I don't think especially Matt and Fern know that Holden Bax is a double agent. And I'm especially not doing a good job making it seem like I'm a double agent. So
I feel like at some point Fern might have known, but he might have forgotten now.
yeah, there's some good stuff at the beginning where Adam kind of made me more suspicious. I think especially in these later episodes that we've been recording, I have been purposely trying to keep it in the back of my mind that, oh yeah, I'm a double agent. I need to kind of figure out what Holden would actually do in this situation because he is kind of fucked. And all I ever come up with is just dumb shit like shit in his pants and
the IBS and all that.
But you know, that's the hole I dug. So I'll just stay in it.
I mean, fair. It would have been hilarious though had you managed to keep it from Kat the entire time that you were a double agent, and then just to have that reveal. Like I would have paid money to just have a camera like watching Kat's face to hear the moment that happens, just to see.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I think Adam is eventually going to throw me into some shit where it matters more what I do. Then we'll actually see Holden Bax's character develop. Maybe that might be fun. Maybe if I could pull it off. But I mean, I didn't think Copilot would ever develop until Adam started throwing me some bones, and then I feel like he developed in a pretty good way with his mom and becoming a new type and all that bullshit. So maybe Adam could fix this situation too.
I still laugh that Copilot ended up being the new type. And like,
oh yeah,
the amount of the patrons that were calling it from almost day one.
Adam really didn't want anyone to be a new type. He said, like, I'm going to make it really hard to be a new type. So impossibly hard. I think you were supposed to roll like 3 or 4 snake eyes in a row. Like if you, something really impossible. If you did that, and we were also probably not actually keeping track of our roles in that way. But when Adam approached me about having Copilot be the one who got killed, I think that was when he allowed him to become a new type. It's like, yeah, he's going to die. I'll let him be a new type. Might as well. Fuck it.
I mean, his death like ignited the fan base. Like that was a huge moment for a lot of us. I was in the drive-through because I think I was still in Florida at that point before I went back to Washington. I'm in the drive-through at a fucking Starbucks, bawling my eyes out because I just listened to the death of Copilot.
Oh yeah, and that scene was cool too. Like it sounded like Zach was gonna die. Everyone's assuming someone's gonna die. It felt like Zach was gonna die, and then it turned out to be Copilot. I don't know. It played out kind of better than we expected.
That's switcheroo with Lethal. It really was.
Yeah, glad. I think Adam really wanted something like that to happen in the series. Adam really likes pissing fans off, making them sad, making impactful moments. And with Feddie Scum, it's kind of such a ridiculous story that you would probably start listening and never expect anything actually emotionally impactful to happen. Because I remember Tiny's story arc where she's like having to deal with her brother Reggie and kind of having flashbacks of her family. That was really emotional. And I was like, man, people aren't going to expect this shit. And then when Haddock, when he died, like that was a little bit impactful. I mean, he was only there for 3 episodes, but I think people really connected with him for those 3 episodes.
His death was kind of one of those that we saw coming, or at least I feel like I saw coming, but I wasn't watching or listening to the episodes in the same pace everyone else was, because I think I came in another 4 months down the road from when those episodes were recorded, so it was just like back to back to back. Yeah,
I guess it would be a little different. Binging the episodes, it's like, oh, new guy, oh, he's dead. It would be really, really fast. Where we had about a month and a half to meld with Fern being in the group, and it's he works so well. That's really one of the reasons why we made him a full cast member later on, because it's like, I mean, that was fun. It was fun having him in the episodes, and we only had him for 3 episodes.
It's like I don't think I could imagine Feddie Scum in like its current state without Fern being there with you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
He definitely melds like super well with all you guys. I honestly thought like all of y'all had known each other IRL, like even Fern like growing up in Bama or something. Thought he was just like the random like German kid that moved to Bama for whatever reason, had the culture shock, and just you guys were around him 24/7.
Which I guess him and Adam been friends for a long time on the internet, so it's like that friend who is really good friends with the guy who you're really good friends with, and then you meet for the first time and it just clicks really fast.
Yeah,
because we all know how to rip on Adam pretty effectively, so we all have that in common.
I was like, I guess that is your common bond, your mutual, not so much enemy, just punching bag. I don't know.
Yeah, we all have a common punching bag, a common couch cushion that we could piss on and shit on all any moment of any day. In fact, it's shitting on Adam is probably like 95% of the humor that comes from the podcast.
Yeah, no.
So it just works.
It works so good though. All right, so your next one's all going to be from Twitter again. Username XC Delta. Have you guys ever thought of doing any kind of live recording on Twitch? Like, because a lot of podcasts have like moved to where they've kind of done, you get to see like face-to-face thing as it's happening, and then a super cut where like the actual cut goes to Spotify or wherever else.
Oh yeah, no. We decided from the beginning that Feddie Scum isn't fun before editing. It's long, it's frustrating. I mean, we have fun doing it, but it's not as entertaining. And you know, Adam's getting into streaming, and he seems to like it, but I can't see us getting into the live podcast realm, because I know there's that new service called Stereo, and Twitter's starting to do something similar with that, where it's kind of like, you know, tune in and just listen to these people talk. And yeah, I think Dead Set Media and the mini projects we come up with and never make, I think eventually we could make something that works in that format, but I don't think Feddie Scum would ever work in that kind of style.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I think it would also add like another level of, I guess, kind of like a little bit of performance anxiety / stress to you guys doing the actual episode. Vice like it when you guys record it, because like I've had the lucky opportunity of like one time randomly being in your house when it happened. You just kind of seem like a bunch of folks just sitting down, chilling, having a beer, and just having a discussion.
Yeah. Not a lot of expectation comes from our recordings. Maybe in the beginning, but now we just sit down, have a good time. And we always have something kind of to work with once we're done. And we're pretty lucky for that. I think the way our humor works is we're throwing shit at a wall to see if what sticks. And so there's so many bad jokes that get cut, just things that don't make sense, things that are out of context or referring back to something that didn't get recorded. And yeah, I don't think anyone wants to hear all that. All the bad jokes we make that aren't funny or don't make sense.
Fair enough. Next one from Twitter. Username I'm Your Stepladder. It's a great name. Really is a great name. Who do you feel you synergize best with on the podcast?
Oh, fuck.
When I asked this also as a side question, not just as who does Dallas synergize best with, but who does Holden synergize with, you think?
Thanks for adding that extra bit. That makes the question a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think as a person, I interact with everyone in the podcast pretty equally. We're all pretty comfortable with each other at this point. But I think the easiest to role play with as Holden Bax is Zach, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Holden and Lone Star's character, like Copilot and Lone Star's character, just it's like fucking Beavis and Butthead, you know. You just it's easy to fall into that dynamic. Me and Zach's been in that dynamic friendship wise for like the past 12 years, so there's no effort there. Second easiest person to roleplay with, I think lately has been Tiny. I feel like Tiny and Holden have been kind of falling into a good character dynamic, and it's been kind of getting easier to roleplay with Kat's character.
Gotcha. This one's actually from Siege. He asked it via Twitter, so I guess I'm gonna give his full Twitter handle out of Siege Fault. Do you know if it's Siege or if it's Siege?
Huh. I guess it is Siege, right?
I don't know.
Like Siege or Siege.
Because it's like a siege weapon.
Yeah. Well, we called him Siege in one episode once. I think
you did.
Him. Yeah. So we'll just go with that. If we're still wrong, sorry.
Yeah. I know somewhere his eyebrows are just raised right now because we've had this discussion of his name. Like, you guys have had me for how long? So I'm gonna split this one because since once again you are the person who's played two separate characters. You and Fern have had that fun.
The luxury of dying.
The luxury of dying. Yes. The Final Fantasy of the millennial generation.
Yeah.
If your character was forced into cooking for Gordon Ramsay to impress him in a competition against the others from the Ghost of the Inverness, what would they cook, and do you think it would win? First up for Copilot.
Okay, Copilot would try to cook homemade pudding, like the like the Jell-O boxes, like the baking kind.
All right.
And he'd probably mess up reading the box, and I don't think he'd probably get yelled at and get really offended by it and get in an argument with Gordon Ramsay and before storming out and losing, getting disqualified from the competition. Holden Bax would he'd forget to wash his hands and get instantly disqualified and be like, okay.
He wouldn't even get the chance to start making the dish. Like, he just would have dirty fucking hands tossed out.
It'd be really noticeable too.
Oh God. Like Pigpen?
Yeah. Like he just got done, I don't know, planning something. His hands are dirty as fuck. I do like the thought of Gordon Ramsay yelling at every single one of our characters, though. That's a cool thought.
Oh God. This is adding a new part to this question. Who do you think would have the most intense argument with Gordon Ramsay?
Mad Gun. I think they would get in a fight. Because Mad Gun, he sees himself as a chef, but he's also stubborn. So Gordon Ramsay would tell him he's doing something wrong. And he'd be like, well, fuck you. And then probably punch him. It would definitely escalate to that point.
Jesus.
That's a good question. I like that.
Yeah. I like that one from Siege. That was pretty solid. I also want to add, if Copilot had actually made it to the end and had made the pudding, I don't think there would be any left for Gordon Ramsay. Because I feel like Copilot would end up eating all the pudding. All right, so we've gotten through the Facebook and Twitter submissions. Now we're moving on to the ones that were DM'd to me.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
The spicy ones.
Justin and Jason have a couple for you.
Okay.
So Justin wants to open up with, of the three characters that you've played, which is your favorite? And this is Copilot, Holden, and Clayton Goolsby.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's the third?
Yeah, I know. It threw me off when he sent me that initially. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Clayton Goolsby is the G Gundam character, by the way, which you could listen to if you join our Patreon at the $5 tier and up.
Shameless part two.
I could fit in there. I think it's Clayton. This isn't gonna make sense to people who aren't patrons, but yeah, Clayton's probably the funnest character I've ever played. It's like there's no shame while playing him. I could pretty much be as pathetic as I want, but he carries all the shame that you would get from being who he is. Fat, cucked, married man whose kids don't like him. Things like that. I love that character for some reason. I could just be as self-degrading as I want, which is humor that kind of comes easy for me, I think.
So Justin followed up with another question, which your answer for the first one makes this even fucking more hilarious. Which of your three characters is most like you, and why is it Clayton Goolsby, you cuck?
Well, we'll just move on.
All right. So Jason asks, how do I say his full username? Jason Day Athenry?
Day Athenry. Jason Day Athenry.
Jason Day Athenry asks, whatever happened to Lost in the Brosphere?
It got lost in the brosphere. Nah, that's stupid. I was writing it, and I'm not a writer, and it was taking way too long. Like the actual production of it was way longer than Feddie Scum. It took a lot more effort sourcing voice actors and, doing all the sound design stuff. But yeah, the writing slowed me down a lot. I thought I could get an episode out per month, and it probably would take me like a month just to write the script for the next episode. And so I kind of stopped doing it, so I would stop making myself feel bad for taking so long to get a new episode out. Plus, there was problems with the voice actors. Like, I couldn't get a hold of some of the people I needed to play characters that were in the script and that played the characters in past episodes, and then I'd had to recast them, and I was like, that's dumb. If I'm gonna do another audio drama, I'm gonna make sure I write an entire season of scripts out right at the beginning and get it all produced at one time, so that stuff doesn't happen again.
That way you have plenty of time to get everything kind of put in place.
Yeah, and just take my time with it before releasing it also. But I plan on finishing the first season one day.
One day.
There was a couple of listeners from Feddie Scum that I knew kind of enjoyed it. So, and I like making it. So I think I will eventually finish at least season 1.
I definitely enjoyed the humor for Lost in the Brosphere and how it honestly kind of made fun of itself as it was going.
Yeah. It's, I knew every, I'm not a writer, so I know every flaw kind of while writing. I was like, if I make fun of my writing, like in my writing, people think it's on purpose kind of, when it's really just not. I'm just bad at it. Like, oh man, this part has too much exposition. I'm writing this scene with too much exposition. I'll just make fun of that. People think it was on purpose, maybe.
I mean, in the end, it really was on purpose, though, was it not?
Yeah. I guess I just didn't know how to write it well.
Fair.
Like, if I could write a scene without a lot of exposition, I would have. I just didn't really know how to. That's kind of the benefits of writing comedy, is they're kind of allowed to be bad in some ways, I think.
Like you're not coming into it basically expecting any sort of like absolute perfection.
Yeah.
Continuing kind of down that same line of questioning. Now that you've kind of got your podcast editing service out there in the world, do you think you would even have the time to do another thing like Lost in the Brosphere?
Right now, because I am working my current job, no, I don't think I would be able to take on something like a audio drama. But if I could get to a point in podcast editing where that's all I was doing, yeah, definitely. I would be making my own schedules and I would have all the time in the world, I think. Plus, I would be at my computer. I don't know. I think time management would be better if I wasn't juggling freelance stuff and part-time job.
Is that part-time job still had you driving, what, like an hour each way?
Hour and 30 minutes
hour
each
and
way,
30
yeah.
fucking minutes each way. Jesus.
Yeah. And which, hopefully that'll settle itself out once things start opening up a little more. I'll link my card site if you're into podcasting and you don't like editing, or you want to see if I can maybe bring your podcast up to the next level, hit me up. I think I have pretty affordable rates. Link in description. Join our Patreon.
Join the Patreon. Because you have currently Feddie Scum. You have the G Gundam podcast, which is still, I guess, part of Feddie Scum. You have what, two others outside of what you actually, or what you do for Feddie Scum?
Yeah, 2 regular freelance gigs. One's Down the Hatch, which is a drinking and booze podcast, and then a various board game education podcasts that I've picked up through Reddit. which luckily they haven't gotten up with me in a while, but they'll come around every couple of months and get me to do big, like a lot of work in like a short amount of time. Oh yeah, and we also have Hartford Boys and other podcasts that are in production that we're trying to work on. So I'm trying to get busy as possible with podcasting so I won't have to work a day job anymore.
Live the dream life like Adam.
Yeah.
I love how you like just hit us with a hush hush moment, you motherfucker. Like, yeah, there's these other podcasts that we're doing, maybe.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Or you won't.
See. Don't reveal it until you have like 3 episodes in the pocket. That's what I start saying once brosphere kind of stopped. I'm like, okay, don't mention podcasts until you have a couple of episodes ready.
Because what with Hartford Boys, you guys had 5 episodes already ready to go before you made the first launch?
Yeah, Hartford Boys is no effort at all. Me and Adam will get together maybe once every 3 weeks and make 3 or 4 episodes, just pop them out.
They're this ridiculous 10 to 15 minute little spurt in my day. Sometimes I'll like taking the drive to work.
Yeah, it's definitely low effort, a lot of reward. So if you haven't listened to Hartford Boys, just go and do that. I think you'd like it, you listener.
And if you want to see more things like that, the Patreon, subscribe to it.
Yeah, the Patreon, where you could get mostly early access content right now, but also, bonus content like the G Gundam podcast. And next time we do a Feddie Scum bonus, which I think we're kind of due for one. So now's a good time to join.
This is how you find out who Clayton Goolsby is. And that earlier question might make sense finally. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Man, I hope everyone else's interview just shields the Patreon as much as we're doing.
I kind of hope none of the other interviews even mention it.
Yeah, they probably won't.
I feel like if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Fern, and it's going to be in the biggest joking manner he can find.
Yeah, or Matt, and it's going to be promising shit that isn't actually on the Patreon.
Oh, fuck, like Uncle Matt's cabin? Whatever happened to that shit? That's a whole other interview.
Yeah, definitely bring that up during his interview, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's been looking for a reason to bring it back. But yeah. Is that a good enough time?
I didn't think we were going to get this far. I'll be honest with you.
Oh.
Like, this is a lot more time than I thought it was going to take. Like, I was afraid like we were going to not be able to like hold a conversation. So the final question, this comes in from the White Shadow himself, directly from the Feddie Scum Patreon Discord. How does it feel to play the actual best character in Feddie Scum?
Who, Holden? I was always under the assumption he hates Holden backs. So does he mean Holden or Copilot?
I don't know.
Or is he being sarcastic?
I don't know. He's left it as that.
Okay.
I don't know if it was Copilot. I don't know if it's because he is deep in the camp of no body, no death.
That's true. Well, the best character is Holden Backs. I'll admit that, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. It's I wake up every day, and I'm just one of the other cast members in the long run. I just, I'm just providing most of the entertainment, but it's what it is. It's like being the White Shadow. You just wake up every day and you're like better than everyone. You can't let it go to your head.
You just wake up every morning and you piss excellence.
Yeah, piss excellence all over the world's big milky breast.
Oh my god. Oh.
Well, thanks for joining in on the Patreon shill commercial.
This has been your favorite extended commercial break.
In this war! In this war!
Dead set medium.